Major news for WLFI, and let me explain to you why. On just one platform, I have over a $2,400 position open at a 5x long that I caught at 19 cents. Let me tell you what caused me to open this position, and this doesn't even count all the spot that I have. I've been charting this, I've been talking about this almost every single day, and let me tell you, there's a lot of risk reward here, but I'll get into the biggest news before really showing you this chart and going into where my thoughts are, the bearish and the bullish. The biggest news right now is the fact that Eric Trump steps back as WLFI holders await a $1 billion Treasury boost. Now, there's a lot of pros and cons here. A lot of things like this are already factored in, like after the news. So we did see WLFI go from almost just losing this range entirely and going down to 16 cents at what seemed to be a free fall until we kind of got this Treasury boost news that's constantly all the way, almost bumped us up out of the range that we've been stuck in at the local highs. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive into what this means. It kind of sounds straightforward, but essentially, this is what's going to happen. The company plans to raise $1.5 billion through equity sales to build a treasury reserve for WLFI tokens. These governance tokens, World Liberty Financial's decentralized finance stablecoin initiatives featuring President Trump and his son's advisors. So all five plans to acquire, it's already acquired 7.3 billion tokens and at 0.18 each. So that's really a level that we don't want to lose. Now, basically the problem or the fear of this whole acquisition and this whole news, despite it being a possibly $1 billion treasury boost, is there's no date whatsoever. So if they were to somehow back out of this, or if it's like we're going to do this in 2027, it's probably not going to be that. But basically what I'm saying is, if they do establish a date and it's somewhat short term, I think that this is extremely bullish for the price. However, if they come and release a date and it's long term, or they back out or anything like that, then it's extremely bearish. And here's the case is how that's going to play out. And it doesn't just depend on that announcement, but that's honestly the reason I opened this position, which is doing decent at the time you're watching this video. I will set stop losses and take profits in a little bit, probably shortly after the video. I opened that pretty recently. I think that if this is short term and then if things just turn around, I really think we reclaim this 22 cent range. We stay above 20 and then 20 is still the same support. And I really think we could even break out of this range and even see upwards of 30 cents like up here in this range. Now that's just only if this news breaks out and the token breaks out. If it's one of those bearish case scenarios, I honestly think we free fall all the way to what could be, we'll see 16 cents again. That's kind of where it bounced last time. The recent bounce was around 16 cents. If we lose that, we're free falling to like 12 cents, and I don't even know what to do from there. Obviously, I'll be buying spot in those positions, but this long position will be liquidated. Of course, I'm going to set stop losses. Besides this, there was a little bit more news that I wanted to cover. So this was a pretty big deal that a lot of people aren't talking about as well, and this is their partnership with Bonk and Radium Protocol Launch Labs. So I'll just go ahead and read this to you. A new chapter for USD1 on Solana alongside our ecosystem partners, a campaign created with traders at the center. USD1 pairs are now available for launch and trading on Smellsfunn and Radium Launch Lab. Keep an eye out for their socials for more information needed. So what does this mean? A lot of times you just have to ask Grok for these things, and this is the TLDR better than I could even give it. My favorite part about this, I'll just start off with that, is that a relationship with Smellsfunn taps into Bonk's ecosystem and their community, which is huge. I mean, it's the biggest Solana meme coin, one of the biggest Solana meme coins, I guess, like WIF and some others compete with it, at a $2.5 billion market cap. Yeah, I know there's other Solana meme coins that are higher than that, like Pengu and Pump and all that, but point stands, Bonk is massive. This enhanced their ecosystem integration, positioning it as a key player in DeFi. It taps into Solana's 1.2 billion per transaction in 2024. Ultimately, just the low cost on Solana and basically how many people use Solana every day. Solana has, to give you perspective, Solana has more transactions on the daily than XRP does on the monthly. I know that according to, I think it was like July statistics. I don't know how it is in this current last month, maybe August, but last I checked, that's around it, and actually Solana has been increasing in volume. Ultimately, I think this is bullish. Let me know what you think. If you're still watching these WLFI videos, if you want me to make more of them, if you made it this far, drop it down below, and I'll see you guys next video.